Hi guys, how are you? Good afternoon, guys. I hope that you are doing okay. We are live. We are live. Trying to fix my light here. One person there. I hope that you're doing fine, guys. Just trying to adjust my stuff here. I came in late, guys. I see that. There, that's better. Hello, guys. How are you? I hope that you're doing fine. So I'm a little bit late, but better late than never, guys. So I am here, guys, and just to talk to you guys. Type your name there. I'm still fighting with my stuff over here. There we go. I see people are coming on. Thank you for joining me. I'm a little bit late today, so I'm gonna give it a few minutes. I was somewhere. I just came in and then I was like, oh my goodness, I need to go live and do my live show. Tell me if you can hear me well. Tell me if my picture is clear. I hope that you guys are doing fine. So I'm just gonna do a quick live here. A quick live here, my people. I don't know if it's very dark or it's light or what. So I hope that you guys are doing okay. I see some people are coming on. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. I'm gonna answer some questions today. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna give it yeah, I can see that it's dark. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to adjust my light here. Trying to adjust my light here. I think we'll do like that. I'm trying to adjust my light here, but it won't. Maybe turn off my computer here. And see if that's better. I think that is better. I don't know why it's dark, but it's dark, guys. I'm trying to. Just don't want this light to shine on me. I think we do that. That's what we'll do like that. My light is not respecting me today. Let me try to adjust it and see what happens. Is that better? Trying to play with my light here to see if it's gonna work. So guys, I'm here. 5 people are there watching. I did give my link there. Let me try and type it again for you guys before we see if other people are gonna come on. Let me see where it is here. I'm gonna try and type it on the comment section. I hope that you are able to see it on my comment section. I see that people are coming on. Yeah, we are gonna just give it a few more minutes and then we are gonna continue. So I think that's better. I don't know if that's better. So guys, I'm just gonna answer some few questions. So this is Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Okay. Oh, the other one did not work. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do it here on my phone. Maybe that's gonna work. Let me copy it and try to do it on my phone, because guys, like I tell you that sometimes the computer just throws me off, especially when I am live on the YouTube website. Sometimes I'm not able to multitask, but I'm gonna try and type it here on my phone as a comment on that video that's going on, and then we will see if you can see it. I know I'm gonna have a little bit of echo here, but I'm gonna just try all my best if I am able to copy it on my live one. I'm just trying to copy the link here. So let me see if I'm able to copy it for you guys. I think it's giving me. So if you look on the comment section, I have pasted it there. I have pasted it there, and it has my whatever. It has my it has my name there. So check and tell me if you see it. So good morning, people. I hope that you're doing fine. There it is. There is the link. I've just shared it on my phone. I don't like my light today, but it looks like that's what we have to do with. I don't know if I have to turn on my light behind me. Well, that's not good. I don't know if that's good or if that's not good, but I cannot see properly. That's the thing, guys. Can you see me properly? I need to know, guys, if you guys can see me. I think my picture now is becoming clearer. Yeah, I think that's better. We're going to do with that. So I am going to answer some questions here in a little bit. And if you have a question, please type it. But I'm going to acknowledge some people. Stevie Bill, thank you for those love emojis. Anthony Kangede, I am fine. Thank you for joining me. Paul, hi, Bubbly Charity. Thank you for joining me. Jeb Petrop, hi, Charity. Thank you for joining me. Pauline, the picture is dark. I am trying to adjust it. I hope it's better. We'll do with what we have right now. Like I told you guys, I came in a little bit late because I had to go somewhere. I just came in a hurry. So, but we have to do this because I like to come live on Monday, and I like to come live on Saturdays, and I don't like missing because my days are a little bit preoccupied. Fisiwa Mudembuch, hi Charity, can I please have a WhatsApp link? I have typed it there. Shout out, don't type the last link. It didn't work. Just copy and paste. Yeah, I copied and pasted it. I had to use my phone, guys, so that I could just copy and paste and see if it was gonna work. So I hope that one works because I just copied it and pasted it. Samuel Karaoke, hello Charity. It's under the next comment after Samuel Karaoke is the link. Grace Werimo, hi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. I haven't heard from you like in a while. Hello, lovely lady. You are smart, tuned in as usual. Thank you very much for that compliment, guys. So I really do appreciate you being here. And like I said, I just want to apologize for being late, but I am here. And we are going to roll. So if you have any question, type it there. I am going to answer it for you. And I am going to look at this WhatsApp group. And there is a person who has been asking me, they were telling me if I can help them to get a visa. So what I can tell you guys is that when I come here on my live sessions, or when I talk about the DV lottery, or when I talk about life in the US, I am not a lawyer and I am not an immigration officer, because I have to make it very clear for you guys to know. What I do is that I make it easier for people to understand the stuff of immigrating to the US. Why do I do that? Because like I said, I came here with a DV lottery and I had no clue about the process or what goes on or anything. I didn't have any clue, guys. So I was like, and I stayed, and then I did everything, the whole process until I became a US citizen. And then I was like, if I create a YouTube channel, maybe I can enlighten people on where to go to get the information, and try even to explain to them on simpler terms and try to help them even do the right thing, because you find that there are some people maybe who are filling out the green card. Some of them were not including their family members. Some of them did not even know how to fill out the form. Especially that form, and that's why when you look at my videos, I've broken down so many videos on that, about that form. For example, how to enter the mailing address, which email do you require, because I felt like those are important, and I could see that people were still struggling. What is the mailing address? What is that? So that is why I started this YouTube channel. So I'm trying to, because I've received so many emails, guys, for people telling me that they need me to help them to come to the US. Now, there is nobody who is able to do that, because everything, even if you are invited, even if you are coming here with a student visa, even if it's a DV lottery, everything lays on the consular. You know, the person who is going to interview you at the interview, those ones are the ones who determine whether they will give you a visa or not. And like I said, when you do your DV, if you made some mistakes, and I talked about those mistakes my last video, you find that they could make you not qualified. But there are those mistakes maybe that you can make and they overlook, and maybe you can go on. You see what I mean? So this is just to make it clear, because I have received so many emails and so many messages. And I like, you know, there was this other guy who was telling me that please get me my visa and my family. I just want to come and whatever money that you need for that, I can give you. I was like, no, I normally come here to give you guys information, just information on how you can successfully immigrate. If you are a student, you are looking for a student visa, or maybe you are looking to apply for a school. I did that video about when you want to come here, you look at those schools that they are qualified to take international students, and the requirements. I try to tell you the requirements. For example, maybe you are told to bring a bank statement, because that one is a requirement, it's a must. So what kind of bank statement are you supposed to bring? You're supposed to bring a current one. There is no way that you will go to look for a bank statement and you give a bank statement that is 1 year or 1 month ago. No, it has to be current. So those are the things that I talk about here. I give tips on how you can successfully do the forms, on how you can successfully fill out even the DS-260. There was this person who asked in the WhatsApp group about the DS-260, and they want to know like what goes on in that form. That is what I do. So when I come to sit here, guys, I am a US citizen, but I have no power to go and to look for anybody to get them a visa. And you find that even jobs, like there's this video I did about nursing. You have to apply to an agency. Even the cruise ship jobs, there's that other video that I did about cruise ship jobs. You find that you have to apply online and then wait for them to respond, because I have no power. I can tell you which website to go and get the information, but beyond there, I don't have any influence. So you have to follow what those people are telling you. So what I do here is just to give you tips, to show you the right guideline, that the one that I did not have when we got our DV lottery, and just to enlighten you. And I've seen a lot of feedback from people. People are saying like they're getting a lot of information, they're getting help, at least they get to know. And of course, now I've started sharing about life here in the US, because you find that if you have applied for your green card, or you want to come in as a student, maybe you get married to an American citizen, or American green card holder, a legal permanent resident. The process, what happens if you get married to such kind of person. So those are the things that I talk about, guys. So I do not want to be for people to mistake and say that maybe I am I'm not giving any visa. So I needed to make that clear, guys, for you. So Janet Jabetrop, what other courses are marketable there apart from nursing? Now, there are so many courses that are marketable. It depends on what you want to do. It depends on what you want to do, because not everybody is cut out to do nursing. Not everybody is cut out to do nursing. So you find that if, let's assume that you came here and you have an opportunity to go to school, you can do engineering, you can do computer science, you can do all that stuff there and then get a degree. And then you can even do something like even mechanical engineering, all those stuff. And then after you're done, then you can get a job. Because like I told you, here in the US, jobs are there. Jobs are there, and you have a guarantee that you will get a job. But like I said, if you come here with a student visa and you get a job, um, of course, there's a limitation to your visa when you're a student, because what they do is that you came here as a student, so they expect you to, after you're done with school, they give you like 6 months, and then after those 6 months, you can go back home, huh? You can go back home, because that is what. But I told you guys that when you are here on maybe you are a visitor, or you are here as a student, do not violate your visa. Don't violate it. Violating your visa means like maybe you are supposed to go back home after after your school. Maybe they give you like 6 months. You find that instead of like extending the time and just going underground, there are ways you can change your visa to something else. You can change your visa. You can say that I'm going to renew my visa and continue going to school, because I've seen so many people who are here as students and they do not want to go back home. What they do is that after they get a job, they go back and re-enroll to school. So you find that there are some people who have even done up to masters. They have done up to the profession, becoming a professor, because they want to stay in status, because you always want to stay in status. Something else, like if you come here as a visitor, when you come here as a visitor, when you go to the American embassy, of course, you tell them that you have come to visit. Maybe you have been invited for a graduation. Maybe you're coming for a wedding. Maybe you are going for a funeral. All that stuff. Remember, when you went to the American embassy, you told them that you're coming here to visit for a certain purpose. So you find that it is not good, like you come and then you stay for those 5 years without going back. And then after those five years, then you go underground. You see, that one does not help you much. But if you find that you can come with that visa and change it, you can change it whereby you can apply for a school. You apply for a school and you become a student. So that means that you change from an F1 visa to from a B2 visa to an F1 visa. You become a student and you are in status. You see what I mean? And why I am saying that is because when you stay and you do not have the right paperwork, when you do not have the right paperwork, guys, it becomes hard. It becomes very hard, because you find that when you're going to look for a job, when you go to look for a job, what happens is that they will ask you for your social. Even me as an American citizen, they will ask me for my social. And then they will go and verify. They have some database, a website whereby they verify people, if people are legally allowed to work in the US. So you find that if you do not have that social, and you are not, that means that you are ineligible to work in the US. You find that it's hard for you to get a job. Maybe someone can say that they are going to hire you under the table, but you find that even if you're hired under the table, you will not get the benefits, like all the benefits that a person can get. For example, like when we go to work, we pay for social security. That is money that you can get at your old age. When we go to work, you find that there are so many things, there are so many advantages that you will not have. You see what I mean? So you find that if you are in status, maybe you came as a visitor and you changed your visa to an F1 student, you find that after you stay for a while, depending on the college, you can tell them that you want to work. Of course, sometimes they will have you work in the campus, and sometimes they will have you work outside, but they have some limitation of hours. And you find that the social for a student is different. It's always different from the normal social. There's something that's written on that social. So when you go and present it to an employer, they will know that this person is a student. So what I say is that when you get any kind of visa that you get to come here, follow their terms and look for resources. That's why I told you guys, and when you are coming to live in the US, you have to learn to be independent. 12 people are watching us, so thank you for joining me. Please give this video thumbs up, guys, and comment there, ask me a question. I am answering questions for people. So what I'm saying is that instead of going to that extent of violating your visa and not getting like the right benefits, I'd rather you change your visa to a student visa, you go to school, and then you go on and life goes on. Because you find that it's hard. I know it's hard. personally, if now what I say is that, and maybe if I say that, maybe people would say that I'm saying that because I'm an American citizen. But honestly, for me, if I had come here and I do not have the right kind of paperwork, I would go back home. I know I would go back home because I do not want to live a life that I am looking behind my shoulder every time because I am worried that I don't have the right paperwork. So that's me. That's how I see it. Of course, you can come here in the US as a visitor. You can come here as a student and you get married, and you get married to a US citizen or a US legal permanent resident. And then 3 years down the line, you have your citizenship. So that happens. But it all depends because you find that even as Africans, when we are coming from home, we still have that inferiority complex, whereby we are like, I'm not gonna date this person because this person is so and so, or is a different race, because of my whatever, of my beliefs or whatever. You find that there is always, I've seen that a lot, where you find that this person is saying, it's like the way you find that in Kenya there's a lot of tribalism. So you find that there are some people who still come here and they still cannot embrace the fact that they can marry a foreigner for them to for them and live a good life with that foreigner and be in status. You see what I mean? And still that marriage certificate is still tricky. I talked about marriage in one of my videos whereby I said you can marry an American citizen or a legal permanent resident, but before you get to that citizenship, before you get that permit to work, before you get to that permanent residency, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you are in a bona fide marriage. That means that your marriage is true. It is real. It's a real marriage. I talked about that because if the consular suspects that you are married for the sake of getting the right papers, you will go through a lot of problems, whereby even sometimes they will have to interview you when you are separate. They interview that person by themselves, and they interview the other person on themselves. So you find that you have to be, if you are willing to get married to a US citizen or a US legal permanent resident, it has to be a true marriage. Because if it is not a true one, then and the consular suspects that it is not true, you find that you will have a lot of trouble. And what happens is that if it becomes so bad and they really think and they have evidence that you did not get married like a valid marriage, you are getting married because of a certain interest, you find that sometimes they can even open proceedings for you. Sometimes they can even tell you to go back home or deport you back home. And you find that when you failed the first time, let's assume that you married someone and you went and they suspected that you are doing a marriage so that you could get the right papers. If you fail the first time, you will never get it. Because I told you guys that this is a country that whereby they keep records, they have paperwork, a lot of paperwork that you have to fill out when you're doing anything. A lot of paperwork that you have to fill out. So you find that as we forget, especially coming from Africa, we forget because we are not used to the paperwork system whereby we have to write everything that someone says and then we keep it in a file. No, we don't do that. But you find that when you come here, when you go somewhere, they write something and they keep it in a file. Even they will read for you all that stuff. Let's assume it's a job that you're looking for. They go through all that stuff and you have to sign down there and you did. They go through like a whole like 30 pages. And then they will read for you everything, and then you have to sign. And then because we are Africans, we forget. Then we go back home, and then 2 years later, you forget that you had signed something, and then they go and they remove that paper. This is what this person had said, and then they said a different thing. That is how people fail, because you do not remember. It's always good, even when you go for any kind of interview, remember, just write down what you said or whatever, so that you can remember, so that you do not contradict yourself. Because you find that it's easy to marry an American citizen, it's easy to marry a legal permanent resident, but you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that it's a true one. If it is not true, you are not going to get to those papers. And it's kind of frustrating. For me, I think my own personality, I think for me it will be very frustrating to live in a place that I do. Like I'm not, I'm not in the right status. For me, I would feel like, you know what I mean? But there are always those ways, even if you have come with what kind of visa, that you can change it and become a student and go, and you can marry. You find that here dating is a little bit different. It's a little bit different. You find that in Africa, sometimes people meet in the church, they meet they meet anywhere, you know, in the social gatherings. Maybe you had gone for a baby shower, you had gone for a pre-wedding, you had all that. So maybe even you have gone for a funeral, all those social gatherings. But you find that here is a little bit different. I told you guys, here is individuality, whereby everybody is living in their own bubble. You know, they're living in their own bubble, they're doing their own things. So you find that it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to date. It's very hard for people to date because you don't have those social gatherings that you're going to. Even when you're going to church, like if you come to my church, what happens is that we go for mass for only 1 hour. You go and sit. The mass is over, and then after the mass is done, everybody is gone. So you don't have that time to socialize unless you know that person beyond. So you find that here people do a lot of online dating. A lot of online dating. They do a lot of online dating. I know a couple of people who have met their spouses through online dating. You find that as that one is not very common in Africa. So someone might be suspicious. They are like, what if I go for online dating and I am conned? Of course, you have to look at the reviews of a website. If you want to do online dating, go look at the reviews. You go Google, you go write maybe that website that you want to do online dating, and then you at the end of that you say reviews. So you find that reviews are the comments or what the people have been saying about that certain website. Is it a true one? Is whatever, you know, and even testimonials, you read them. So you know, is this a path that I want to take? Because it's very different. You see what I mean? Because even there are some people who are here, even in the US, and they cannot even do online dating. And then I'm like, really? Because that is the way. That is the way. And you find that even I know that there are some people who meet on Facebook and they meet on Twitter, even in Africa. It's the same thing as a dating site whereby you go and meet people, and then you go through that. So all that happens here. So it's a little bit different, and that is why I like talking about US. Okay, let's see if we have some more people. The Shy Rebel. Hi everyone. Hello, thank you for joining us. Jabet. Jabetrop, I think I have answered your question about nursing. You can do it. You can even do welding. All you know, these jobs that are done by hands, welding, masonry, carpentry, all those ones, they pay a lot of money. So and those are technical courses. You just go for 1 year and you're good. You get your permit to work and then you get a job. Okay. Hello, Charity. I'm a very silent follower. Can you host someone? Now, I said that about hosting, we are going to cross that bridge when we reach there, because after you have gone, after you have gotten your DV and you process and everything, and you're coming here, even if I won't be able to host you personally, and you reach out to me and you tell me that you have a problem of a host, I know that I can help, but we are going to reach that. We are going to close that bridge when we reach it. So so keep that pending until you get your green card, your DV lottery, and then we'll talk about that. I would like to host someone. I've never hosted anybody. I've never hosted anybody, but you know, especially the people who have been watching me and they have filled the DV and they win. I know, like I'll have like 10 people who are asking me to host them. So we will always find out something, because you find that at the end of the day, you cannot host more than 10 people or whatever, but you can still guide them on how to get a host, which is easier when you're on this side. It's very easy because you know that those people are coming here with a green card and they are coming to get a job. And for me, if I hosted someone, they would be so happy, because you find that when you come, I wouldn't have you like just lay around and relax. No, you would come, go get your papers, and then we start looking for a job, and you know, and you're good to go. And you're good to go. So that's how I would do it. So let's cross that bridge when we get there. Okay. Hi, Charity, watching from Eldoret. Esther Wanjiko, Karo Zaimbo. Hi. Valdex Chopo. Hi, ma'am. Thank you for joining me. That one is from Cameroon. Hold on a minute, guys. I can hear that my child is crying. Let me just see what's going on. Just give me a minute. What's going on, Christine? Give her some. Give her some. Yeah, I have to go and keep order. You know, the kids are home. I told you guys it's Thanksgiving. So this whole week, the kids are at home. So I have to keep on checking on what my kids are doing. Because I told you guys that I do my shows on the basement and they are upstairs. So thank you for that. Okay. All right. Waidaga Kimani. Hey, Charity, I am watching you from Nairobi, Kenya. Are there opportunities for architecture terms of jobs. Yes, there are. They are a lot of architecture because they build houses every day. They build roads every day. There's so much construction going on everywhere. And you find that if you have that degree and you have that permit to work, of course, you can become an architect. That's a very, very good course that you can do. Frederick Ounga, is it possible to come as a visitor and later change your status to a student visa just to remain in the US? Yes, you can change to a student visa. But like I said, when you become a student, there's this duration of time that you will go to school, right? So let's assume that you're doing a degree. So you finish your degree, of course, they will give you, they will tell you after 6 months, you have to go back home because you are a student, your status is a student. But then you decide, I want to apply for a master's. Then you go and do your master's. Then again, maybe you don't still don't want to go back home. You apply for your whatever, for your to be a professor. But this is the thing for me, and what I would do if I was a student, instead of going through all that stuff of going to school all the time, because you have to be in school. If you are a student, you have to be in school, because they're after you have gone to school and done so many things, you find that you can talk to them and they can allow you to go work. So that because you still need to pay for your school fees and everything, they can now allow you to go work outside. But for me, I wouldn't go through all that. I would just, if I want to live in the US, then I would look for a lifetime partner who would help me out. You see what I mean? I would look for a lifetime partner. But there's this thing that happens. You find that someone has married someone here, and I think that is why the immigration is very, very strict on the marriage certificate. I mean, the marriage visa. Because you find that what happens to our African people is that they come here and they can marry a foreigner, right? So maybe you come here, you marry a US citizen, or you marry a US legal permanent resident. But then, of course, when you have a permanent residency, and there's a person who had asked me a question, if you can go back and forth, you can go back and forth and come back. You find that when those men or women go back home, they go and get married. You know, in Africa, there's traditional marriage. So you go and get married, and you have a wife at home, and you have kids. And here, you have this wife who is a US citizen or whatever, or a US legal permanent resident. You are still saying that is your wife. People do that, and I find that wrong, because I do not. If I was single, or if I was single and maybe I was getting married to someone, and I know that person has left me here, and they have gone to marry another person because they want to have a wife from home. You see what I mean? That is wrong. I find that very wrong, because you find that even the US citizen, even the US legal permanent residents, they are human beings. And when you start a relationship with a person and then you just leave them because maybe you had a benefit there, that is wrong. That is very wrong. And I think that is why when you are going for that marriage, whatever, that marriage visa, oh my gosh, or if they suspect that there is something that's going on, you will not get it, because they do not want people to be, because I've seen, like, I know, like, a person that I knew, like, very, very well. Like, they had gotten married and they had stayed with that person, but as soon as that person got, when you get citizenship, that's it. They would reverse back. When you're a citizen, you're a citizen. But when you're a permanent resident, it's a little bit different, because if you violate some laws, you might not be given that citizenship. But for a citizen, when you're a citizen, you're a citizen, because before they give you that citizenship, you fill out a form called an N400, and then before they reach that time of you going to swear, because you have to go to swear to become a US citizen, it takes some time. Why does it take some time? Because they're doing background checks. They're checking what kind of person is this that is becoming to become a US citizen. So for me is that if I was a student, I would just commit, and I want to live in the US, I would commit everything, my mind here, look for a girl, get married, and have life. There are some people who have lived very nice lives with people here, but you find that there are those people, and it's the same thing that's happening even in Kenya. You find that someone has a wife, they have kids, they're living a good life, but they still want to go and look for other people outside there. Like, it doesn't make sense, because for me, I don't see how a man would be able, like, to handle 2 or 3 or 4 women, and they're saying that it's their wife. For me, I don't understand that concept. I do not. Maybe I am too I don't know, but for me, I do not understand. It just doesn't make sense to me. And that's why you find that here in the US, it's only one wife. You only have one wife, and that's it, period. You cannot have 2. If you want to have a second one, then you divorce the first one, and then you go get married. And that's why divorce here is very fast. So if I were you, Frederick Ounga, I would come to school. If I want to live in the US, look for a girl and marry. There are so many girls here who want to get married, but marry them with the right terms. Do not marry them, and then when you go back home, you want to go and get another wife there and have a wife at home, and then you have another wife here. That, that doesn't work well, and that's why I talk about this. For me, I'm very open. I can say anything that I want to say because it's the truth, and people can do so many things. So you can always do that if you don't want to stay in school like all that time, because that's a long time. And when you are a student, you don't get grants, you don't get aid. You have to pay your school fees, and you pay more than a U.S. citizen or a U.S. legal permanent resident. So you can think of that. There's some people who've come here, they're married, they have nice kids, and they're living a good life. So you can do that. Um, Faith Marango, hi Charity, thank you for joining me. Faith Marango, I am a nurse waiting for my visa. Yes, good. Welcome to America. I just wish you all the best. I wish you that you get your visa and come and work here in the US. It's good, guys. It's good. Like right now, and I was reading. I was reading in the Kenyan news, and I saw that people who are not going to be vaccinated, they are going to have some restrictions. Now that's happening here. It's already happening here. If you don't have your COVID vaccine, and you are working in healthcare, some people have been shown the door. Actually, they don't. Some of them are not even waiting to be shown the door. They're just leaving because they do not want to take the COVID vaccine. And I saw that. I think the Minister of Health was talking about something about like that in Kenya, like people who are not going to be vaccinated are going to have some restrictions. Of which, for me personally, I know that there's so many people who fight the vaccine, but for me, I took it. Actually, I was among the first people to take it. I took it in January. And I took my second one, and I didn't have a problem. And the people that I talked to, because I've talked to several people who do not want to take it, they normally do not have a very valid reason, like a very good reason. They like whatever they say is not relevant to me. So if I know that for every vaccine, even if it's a flu shot, even if it's forever, even medication that you're taking, leave alone a flu shot, every medication has side effects, and not everybody gets side effects. And I also remember there's this person who was asking me that if it's a must for them to get a COVID vaccine when when they win the DV lottery. Yes, it is a must. If you do not get the COVID vaccine, they might not give it because the CDC said that it's a must. You have to get it before you come to live here in the US. You have to get that one. So it's very important for you to do that. Okay, hello Charity Lillian Soy. I'm watching you from Nairobi. Wadanga Kimani, I did a diploma in architecture here in Kenya. I would love to pursue a degree. Are there affordable schools and community colleges that offer bachelors in architecture? There are community colleges. There are so many, like when I went to do my nursing, I did it in a community college. I did it in a community college, and they're way cheaper and they're way better, and they have those courses they offer. So what you need to do when you are here, you just need to go online, check the schools. You find that all the information is online. Everything is normally online. They tell you about all the courses that they offer online, and then you can decide which school to go to. Now, I also had a question about this Wadanga Kimani, my mom is called Charity. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you. So there's this other viewer who was asking me if there are colleges that you can pay $50. Now I said no, because you find that $50 is very little. And when you come to live here in the US, guys, you find that when you come at the first time that you come in, even before you have reached the US, when you go to the airport in Amsterdam, because you have to pass there, wherever you pass, you find that there are those they're called vending machines, whereby it's in the airport, and there are those long cabinets that have stuff that you can put money there and buy. So if you are in Amsterdam, it's gonna be in euros. So you find that when you compare that with the shilling, you say that it's a lot of money. The same case when you come here in the US, and that mindset of thinking about the shilling and the shilling and the dollar doesn't leave you immediately. So when you go to the store to buy milk, you will find that maybe milk is $2, but you'll be like, it's 200 Kenya shillings, or it's depending on how the shilling is trading, because you guys know that the shilling trades, it changes every minute in the stock market. So you find that when you come here, you go to buy stuff, you'll be like, oh my goodness, that is 200 shillings. But you find that that is 2 shillings here. It's $2 here. So you find that before, like you erase that shilling stuff in your mind, and then you start thinking the dollar way, you'll be like, everything is expensive. But if I talk about $50 is the money that I can go to the store, I buy milk, I buy vegetables, And by the time I'm going to the cashier to count, $50 is gone. So that is like 50 shillings in Kenya, but that is American money. But when you convert it, it's more. It's like 5,000. So you find that if you're going for a course here, it is not going to be $50. It's more than that. It's more than that because they charge per credit hour. So there are some colleges who charge 140 per credit hour, and there are others who charge. It depends on the college. Now you find that when you come here, if you're an international student, for you to be termed as a because you have to be a full student, a full-time student, not a part-time student, you have to do 12 credit hours. So what do I mean by 12 credit hours? 12 credit hours, it depends. Maybe you are doing 4 subjects, or maybe you are doing 3, depending on the class that you're taking. So for a student, you have to do 12 credit hours. And it's the same thing even for legal permanent residents and even for citizens. If you are going to use financial aid, if you are going to apply for financial aid, then you have to have 12 credit hours. Those are classes, different classes that you're doing that add up to 12 every semester. You have to do that so that you qualify. So you find that now that, and I'm answering that question about that person who was telling me about 50 shillings, you find that that one is too little. And when you come here, you have to erase your mind, stop thinking about the shilling, think about the dollar so that you can survive. Because you find that if you continue like thinking about the shilling, then you won't be able even to go further, because you'll be like, everything is expensive. But it gets better. Because I remember the first time I walked into the supermarket, it's called the store, I was shocked. I was like, milk is $2, bread is $2, sugar is like $1 and something. So I was counting, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of money. But you find that here in the US, $50 is like the way you have 50 bob in Kenya, although that is the US person. But if I convert it into the Kenyan money, it's more. But when you come here, you think in terms of dollars. You don't think in terms of shillings. That way, you are able to do your things. Okay. Jamaja, I applied for this year DV lottery, currently living in the US. I wish you all the best, Jama, that you can get your DV. That's all that I do, guys. I just hope. I know that the percentage of the people who win the DV are a few. It's very few, because every region they give 7%. But guys, like I told you, I won my DV lottery in the first time. I had not applied for it. So you might be that person who will win for the first time. You might be that person who will be chosen. So what I tell you guys is that since you have done the application, we moved past that. The only thing that you can do is pray and hope for the best, because I don't like saying that because it's 1% you cannot get it. No, we live by faith. You have to have a lot of faith, and you see that if someone got it, then I can't get it. Who knows? You can get it. Okay. What can I do to maximize my chance to move to the USA? Now you find that I don't know what you do there in the UK, but you find that if you are a professor or you are excelling in your kind of job, or you are a doctor, whatever, although you know all those high, you know, the more education you have, guys, the more chances you have to come and work or study in the US. So you can apply for maybe something like a student visa, or maybe you can apply if you're a professor or a lecturer. You can apply to come and maybe teach. You can apply for a job. I know those people, they do not have, the more educated you are, the more chances that you have that you can get a visa to come and live in the US. Okay. Let's see. Nancy Njoki, hi, Charity. I just love you, Mom. Oh, thank you for that question. Now, there's another question that I had been asked here on the YouTube. And guys, when you watch my videos, I need you to be leaving a comment on the YouTube. It's good to leave a comment. Let's see. There was a question about, I think I talked about marriage, and that person asked me a question about what happens when people are divorced. You find that divorce is very complex. Very, 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 very complex. And I am going to answer that question. Okay. This is Nathan on Tegi. Hello, Charity. Make a video of those who have broken their marriages and how they do it. Now, it's unfortunate that people come here in the US and they have broken marriages. It's very, very unfortunate. And when I did that video, there's another person who said that American women are different. They are not like the African women. I don't know what. Now, the thing is that when you come here in the US, you do not change your position as a wife if you are a wife. and the husband does not change the position as a husband. Everybody has to stay on their lane. So all the respect has to be there and all that stuff. But here is different. I told you guys he's different. Because you find that in the African setting, there are those men who like beating up their wives. Now that doesn't happen here. It doesn't. If you do that, that is a crime. It's a crime that you can do. So what happens is that it doesn't matter. And I said, even if you are a professor, even if you have all millions of dollars, you have to stay in your lane as a wife. But you find that I told you when you're coming here as a couple, you have to meet each other somewhere and make a compromise and say, this is how we are going to run our home. Do not let anybody outside there to dictate how you're going to run your home, because you find that here we have different kind of people, very different. We have people who are married and they were divorced for their own reasons. We have people who have never gotten married. There's a lot of independence. We have very independent women here in the US. I'm not going to lie to you. Very, very independent, like very, very independent. And we also have those women that you cannot tell anything as a man. So you find that you have, it depends on you, on how you're taking your marriage. First thing, you have to communicate and just be able to adapt to the culture shock, because it's going to be there, guys. It's different. Because you find that in the African setting, sometimes even the man gets acquainted with the baby so much, or they're left with the baby when the baby is older, maybe they are 2 or 3. But here you start with day 1 when that baby is born. Actually, you have to be in the maternity. So you find that if you have a problem with changing the baby's diaper, then you will have a problem. Why? Because here it is required that both of you need to work so that you can help each other to pay bills. Because I told you guys, bills come every month. Every month the bills are coming. You have to pay the hospital bill. You have to pay the electricity bill. You have to pay the house bill, even if it's rental or it's mortgage. You have to pay that. You have to pay for the gas. You have to pay for your phone. The phone is paid monthly. You have to pay for water. Oh my gosh, I can't even count. You have to pay for your insurance. There's so much bills that you have to pay, and you find that when you come in the beginning, it's gonna be hard because of the wages that you're getting. It might not be enough. So you need a second hand to help you, to support you, so that you are able to balance. So you find that the wife will have to go to work and the husband will have to go to work. And then that house help that you are hiring there in Kenya, that one is not there, because you're not going to be able to afford to hire a house girl. Believe me, you will not be able to, because maybe that house girl or that house help will ask for more money than you're earning. Maybe they will ask $18 an hour. And maybe you, because you are here new in the US, you are getting $12 an hour. So where will you get that money to pay? Because we have to be really here. We have to be very real. Or maybe you're getting, or maybe let's assume even you're getting $18 an hour, depending on the job that you went to do. If you went to work in the factory, and then the nanny that you're supposed to hire is needing $18 an hour. How are you going to pay that? That means that you're going to work to pay the nanny, so it's not going to work. So normally what happens is that people work together. And if you have kids, like you may have kids, you work different shifts. There is no way that you're going to go to work, both of you in the morning, and leave the kids by themselves. No, one person has to be home. One person must be home. Why? Because those kids need to be fed. Those kids need to go to school. And those kids need someone 24/7 to watch them. They do. So you find that some men cannot take that. They're like, that's a woman's job. I can't do it, or whatever. So that is where the breakage comes in, because you find that the wife will come from work. Maybe they were working a night shift or whatever time that they were working. And when they came home, they will find that all the dishes are in the sink. All the laundry is waiting, because laundry has to be done. Dishes have to be done. Children's homework has to be done. Meetings have to be, you have to do everything. So by yourself, when you have kids, it becomes hard. So if you push it on one spouse, because you find that in the African setting, the woman will go to work, and if they have that house help who does that part where the woman is not present. You find that if you do not chip in as a husband to help, that is where the conflict starts in. It starts in over there. That is one. When our men, because our men are brought up differently, because there's woman's work, the kids' work, the housework, and all that part. That is the man. That's the woman's job. Now here is different, because if someone has come from work from a 12-hour shift, It's taxing, guys, to be, let's assume you've been up for 12 hours or you've been working for 12 hours during the day. And then you come home, you find that there is no food. You have to do the dishes. You have to do the laundry. You have to take care of the kids. It's too much, guys. It becomes very much. And that is where the divisions come in. People do not get along each other because you are like, I have this person and they're not helping me out. And then outside there, you are seeing that other men are helping because they help. They do help. But that's the American way. That's the American system. They help because everybody is supposed to take part in the family setting. So that's one thing. The other thing is that you find other men, they come here, or women, whatever, and they do not want to work. Maybe someone doesn't want to work, and this one has been working so many times. This one doesn't want to work. So I find that maybe it's a man who has been working, because you can come here with the mindset that I am a woman, I am not going to work because my work is to take care of the kids and all that stuff. So find that the man has been working so much and the woman is just staying home, they're not doing anything. And then the bills, it's hard to meet the bills because you have to pay for your bills. So conflicts start there. They don't start very far away, they start there. So like I said, when you come here, you have to communicate. You know that this is how we are going to live our life, and keep the outside people there, because the more you bring people, because there are people, we have African people here, around here, and if you start listening to their opinion, you will get lost. You will get lost. I like to say it's good to do you. Do you, like, you be an individual, do what you think is right for yourself, because you'll have an influence. I told you guys that when I came in the first time, I got like a marriage advice. That person told me that here, women, you don't have to take any whatever from a man. You just divorce them. It takes a short time to divorce the man. See, because that's the mindset. So it depends. It depends on how you are taking it, because it affects the children when you really divorce. Because when you divorce, the kids are used to a setting whereby the mom was coming home, the dad was coming home, and now they are only seeing one parent. And then because everybody has to take part in bringing up the kids, maybe this weekend the kids are here, and then the other weekend they are with the husband, or maybe they have to meet somewhere. Sometimes it becomes very bad, and people have fought very bad that they cannot go. They have restraining orders whereby they have a paper from the court that says that person cannot be near my house, maybe like 10 meters feet. So you find that some of them exchange the kids in the petrol station. Sometimes there has to be a police officer present because they do not get along. Yeah, it happens like that, because kids have to be taken. So what you do when you divorce is that you really affect the children. I know, even as an individual, even when you have gone through divorce, it's still you go through the process of grieving and all that. But still, for me, what I know is that an adult can sustain that, but a child, it's hard. Kids are so much affected by divorce. I know they are, because in the African setting, you guys know that when people divorce, the kids belong to the man, to the woman, and the man just goes and they get married and they forget about those kids. That happens a lot. It happens a lot, whereby the man, they don't even know their dad, and maybe the last time that they saw their dad when they were little, and the man is gone and he forgets. Now here, the government will make you accountable to take care of your children, because those are your kids, and you chose to have them, so you must take care of them. So also that question about divorce, like for me, I've been married for quite a while now, and I feel like it's better when you come here and you're able to work on your marriage and you're able to live together. That's for me. But some people cannot just take the heat. Some people cannot take the heat. Some women, sometimes when they go to school, they become very rude and they become very bad. They just become horrible. They do not respect their spouse. And you find that sometimes for you to be able to go to school, it took that spouse to watch the kids. It took that spouse to maybe to pay the bill so that you could be able to go to school. Because let me not lie to you, if you go to school, a full-time schooling, like for example, you go to do nursing, you will not be able to work because the homework, the pressure of school is so hard. So your spouse has to chip in. And then after you have gotten your nursing, you are unregistered nurse or whatever, then that man is nothing. I've seen that happening. It has happened. Or maybe you have gone to school and you have gotten your degree and you do not see that man as anybody. You do not remember that even if they did not pay your school fee physically, even if you went and got financial aid or whatever you got, that man, if you had kids, They were taking care of your children when you were in school because they were there and you could not have gone to school. People who are single, sometimes they have trouble because sometimes you don't even have someone to leave those kids with. You have to go and pay daycare. Sometimes you don't have that money. Sometimes you won't be able to work. So for me, I think if I had come to the US for me to separate or to divorce with my husband, then I wish I had stayed back home and just, stay in my lane as a wife. So it depends. It all depends on how you want to do it. But for me, I think divorce is bad. It's just bad. And if I know that there are some instances that you cannot stay, especially if your life is threatened. But it is good to come here with a mindset that even if you go to school, because most men they don't go, they are not able to go to school, but others are able to. It all depends. But most women go to school. I know the immigrants, the highest percentage that goes to school is the women. So even if you have gone to school and you have gotten that degree and you have gotten whatever, still remain a good wife. Still try to balance, help each other, and then just make your family good. That's how I think. Okay, now Jackie, hi Charity, Wanyonyi Joseph, how are you, ma'am? Charity, great to log in today. So thank you, guys, for joining me. 23 people are watching me. Please give me this video a thumbs up. Let me see if there is whatever another question. There's this person who made a comment about the time that I had gone to the supermarket that we were not wearing masks because most people are vaccinated. The percentage that is not vaccinated is not a lot, but you find that most people are vaccinated. And the people who are not vaccinated, what they do, they wear masks. I don't know why they just wear masks. And the funny thing is that they wear masks, and some of them, maybe they are tested, they become positive, and then maybe they go to the hospital, they're in the hospital, they're so sick, very, very sick. And then when they are in the bed and they cannot breathe, is when they are saying, I wish I had taken the vaccine. And then I'm like, really? Why do you are, it's there. Some people I've even given freebies for them to get the vaccine, but they won't take it. But some people take action when I can see the thumbs up are coming up. I've seen 18 there, it's gone up. So guys, thank you for giving this video a thumbs up. So it depends, guys. As for me, I don't have anything against the vaccine, and even my family, because everybody has taken the vaccine. Actually, I'm getting ready to take my 12-year-old to be vaccinated. And I believe that if there was a reaction, it would be just an unfortunate event. And it's always an isolated event because every individual takes medication differently. And like I said, the vaccine or any other medication that you're taking, even painkiller like Panadol or Tylenol, even when you're taking that one, they still have side effects. So every medicine, anything that you're putting in your body in form of a medicine, it always has a side effect. It always does. And when it becomes like a very serious one, it is always an isolated case. And like I told you guys, I took the vaccine, and I am highly allergic to a lot of stuff, like a lot of things. Allergic to an extent that I have to carry an EpiPen. And I took the COVID vaccine and nothing happened to me because I was worried at that point. I was like, oh my gosh, what if I take it? But nothing happened. I was just fine. So if you're still hesitant about taking the COVID vaccine, just take it. Even there are some people who don't take the flu shot, and I don't know, unless you have that reaction. There's some people who just don't believe that they don't take the flu shot, but it's always an individual, whatever. But if you're coming to live in the US, just know that you have to take that COVID vaccination. So I hope that I have answered most of the questions. I haven't seen so many here. I like to just go through and see what you guys have asked, and thank you even for watching my other videos. Jackie Charity, I was missing your smile for sure. Encourage me here in Saudi to smile too. Yeah, it's always good to smile. It's always good to have a positive, just have a positivity in your life in whatever that you're doing, so that you can make life easier, because life is very, very hard. But the more you smile, the more it takes a lot of baggage from your mind, guys. So it's been oh, I still have 2 more minutes to talk about. I don't know if you guys have another question. So I think that I have exhausted most of the questions that you guys asked me. And like I said, guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I really do want to grow this YouTube channel. And for me, I really want to grow my YouTube channel organically. Organically means that if you can share my video, you can subscribe, you can tell your friends to subscribe. That is how we grow. And always when you watch my video, leave a comment for me on YouTube. on my YouTube channel. Write a comment there, ask a question there on the comment on the YouTube channel. Give the video a thumbs up. You find that when you do give the video a thumbs up, or if you make a comment, now YouTube, the way YouTube works is that it recommends that video, it shares, it shows that video to other people, because it shows that there are some people who are appreciating, or they're seeing what's going on, what's being talked about, like they're appreciating that information. Okay. Ata Yao. Hi, ma'am, please. What kind of work document can you add to your documents when you're going for your interview? But I am working with someone in a small shop. Now, do you have a Form 4 certificate? Because I need to know that. Because if you do not have a Form 4 certificate, you must have work experience that qualifies. I told you that not all work experience qualifies. The work experience, and go back to my video about a work experience. I did 2 videos. I did the first one and I did the second one. Specifically the second one. Go and type the type of work that you're doing. When you type the type of work that you're doing, then I can see 28 people are watching me. I have 23 thumbs up. Guys, please give this video a thumbs up. So what you do, you type the occupation that you're doing, because I told you that the job has to be a job level zone 4. It has to be zone 4, and it has to have an SVP of 7 and above. If it is below that, if it is job zone 3, if it's job zone 2, job zone 1, doesn't qualify, guys. It doesn't qualify. So please go back there, Ata, and watch that video that I had put there about work experience. Because I told you, nobody is stopped from filling out the DV. Anybody can fill it out, even if you didn't go to school. But after you win, you will have to prove your Form 4 education, high school education, or you must have qualifying experience. So go watch that video and you will see that information. Obed Nyabegi watching from Mombasa, thank you for joining me. Wanyonyi Joseph, can I apply for a visa like F1 or visitors from Rwanda, because the number of days for interview is very short? Yeah, you can, but you find that when you, for a student visa, I told you guys that you go, there's that video I did about the student visa. You apply first to the college. When you apply to the college, I think there's an amount that you pay. And when you are doing the application to the college, they will send you some documentation. And I know one of the things that you have to send to them is your bank statement to show that you are able to pay for the fees. And then that bank statement that you send to them, then they will send you an I-20. The I-20 is like that letter that is inviting you to come to school. Then after you get the I-20, you will go online and fill out the DS-160. The DS-160 is all your information about your schooling and all your certificates and everything. And then they will tell you where to go and pay the fees. You pay before. When you go and pay your fees, then you will go for your interview. And when you're going for your interview, remember you gave out a bank statement. Make sure that it's the same bank statement for the same person that you gave, but it's a current one. So if you had sent out your bank statement for last month, to the college, because you have to show them that you're able to pay. I know that they ask for a bank statement. Then the one that you will take to the embassy is for the same person, but is gonna be current. So that means if you're going for your interview on a Tuesday, make sure that you have gotten your bank statement on Monday. Or if you're going for Monday, you have to get your bank statement on Friday, because it has to be current. That is for the checking account. If it's for the savings account, then it must show that that money has been there for a duration of time. That is what they want, because they really the bank statement is what will make you whatever. And do not take a bank statement of an organization. Okay, it's like an individual person. Maybe they have a school and it's a friend, and they give you the bank statement. You take there. Most of those ones they just deny them. So it's a bank statement. So it can be for your dad, for your mom, for your sister, for your brother. Those are very close to you. And if it's for an extended family relative, then you have to explain to them if why they are supporting you and all that, because that question might come up, because that's not your parent. You see what I mean? So you have to know all that, but the bank statement has to be current. Okay. Let me see. I'm also in the university and I am in level 200. Oh, yeah, you can still apply for an F1 visa if you're in college and you tell them that you want to go and pursue something else. I know some people who are in school in Nairobi University and they have applied and they have come here and continue doing what they are doing. But when you come here, you won't just continue. They will tell you to do other classes so that you can be on the level of the US, and then you continue with the masters that you want, or the the major. It's called the major. Sorry. Okay. Rola Morege, what could I happen if I get a J1 now and then later win a green card while in the US already? Now you just, what you do, if you came here with a different type of visa, B1, F1, whatever, and you win your green card, what you do is that you contact your nearest immigration office. That one is different. You just contact every city. Like here in Wichita, we have an immigration office. Actually, that's why we went to apply for, we went to get our citizenship. So you just apply, you just notify them that you have won the green card, and then they will tell you the processes to take. So when you're here in the US and you are in the right status, and it doesn't matter the visa that you came in, when you win your green card, you don't have to go back home. You just contact your nearest immigration office, and they will tell you how to process your visa. Okay. So Betty Usangi, because most of your videos, you have really talked about so many bills you pay at the end of the month. For an independent person, yani a single person, will still be will bills be still more. Your bills always come because you find that when you're living in a house, if you're rented a house, you have to pay rent, right? Okay. When you're living in mortgage, like now I live in my home, I have to pay mortgage every month, right? Okay. If you have a car that you went and got a car by not by rental, is by by debt, because they give you car. If you can get a car here, you just go do paperwork, whatever, and they give you a car. You'll be paying little by little money. Huh? So you'll be paying your car payment, right? You have your phone, because you have your phone. This phone, you pay for it every month. So those are the bills that I'm talking about. Okay, you have water you're using. If you're rent a house, most people who are rental, they don't pay for the water bill, but I know that they pay for the electricity. Even in Nairobi, if you live in Nairobi, you pay for the electricity and you pay. So those are the bills that I'm talking about. So they will be there every month because they have to, because it goes monthly. So you have to be able to pay those ones. So even if you're single, you still have bills, but maybe they won't be borne by like someone who is like me who has 4 kids. It's gonna be more little, but you have to pay your bills. If you have a debt somewhere, you have to pay it. Let's say, for example, you went and got a car and you have to make payments every month, and then you decided that you're not going to pay. What happens is that they only give you 60 days, and then they come and tow your car and they take it back. And that hurts your credit. It hurts your credit because that means that you're not a good payer. Now, if let's assume that you have gone to the hospital and it's good, of course, you'll even pay for insurance. You actually pay for insurance for yourself, and you have to pay insurance for your car. You cannot drive a car here without insurance. You must pay for insurance for your car. So you'll pay all those bills. So let's assume like maybe you didn't have medical insurance, or maybe you went to the hospital, you had insurance, and then maybe you had something called a copay, just a little bill that you have to pay. It depends on the kind of insurance that you have. There's some that you have to pay some money upfront, and there's some that they will send you a bill later, and there's some that you don't have to pay anything. It depends on how much money that you're paying, because even the insurance is in categories. So you find that, let's assume you went to the hospital, you had insurance, but they send you a bill, maybe a bill of like $100, $50, or whatever. What you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to call them and make a payment arrangement if you're not able to pay, because they don't ask you to pay everything at the same time. They're very lenient and they're very nice. But you find that some people choose not to call and make a payment arrangement, especially if they don't have money. So you find that they will keep on sending you mail. They send you mail all the time. If you have not paid your bill, they will send you the mail. And then when they see that you're not paying, then they send you to something called collections. So collections, what collection does is that they will call you, they will try to reach you, they'll send you letters and all that time. And the letters will be like, you have to pay your bill. And if you do not pay your bill, you will be reported to the credit bureau. Now, the credit bureau is fine. You find that if you're reported there, it lowers your credit. It makes your credit bad. So if you're used not to paying your debts, then your credit becomes bad. And then, for example, you go and you become like you're good in life, and maybe you want something. Maybe you want to go and buy a house. Maybe you want to go and get a car, or maybe you want to get anything. You find that if your there's some people whose credit is so bad that they cannot get anything. They cannot qualify for anything. There are some whose credit is bad, but it's not that bad that they can qualify. But if your credit is that is not that bad, but you still qualify, you find that even if you get a car, you get a house, you get a loan, or whatever you want to get, the interest is always very high. It's always very high. So the bills that you have, you'll get used to the custom of paying your bills. Of course, maybe you can have a calendar and say this is the time that I pay, because you're paid. If you're paid every week, then you will arrange how you'll be paying your bills. If you're paid every 2 weeks, you will arrange how you'll be paying your bills. If you and they don't get you don't get paid monthly unless you are in the corporate, you don't get paid monthly. So you arrange, but are the bills, it depends. Of course, someone who has a family, their bills are more than the person who doesn't have a family. So it all depends. But bills have to be paid. They have to be paid. And of course, it's not hard to pay bills because you are working. It's not hard to pay bills because you are working. And that is why I tell you guys, when you come here as a legal permanent resident, it is good to get a job, but do not stay there. If you got a job with minimum wage, maybe you are being paid $12, you will be like, maybe in 3 years, I'll have gone to school and done a course that will make me not to be paying this $12. Maybe I'll be getting more than $20. You see what I mean? Like, you make your graph to go up. Do not just be stagnant. I know there are some people who just come here and they're stagnant. You find that someone came here and they were CNA the first day, and it's 30 years later they are still a CNA. They didn't even upgrade to become a med aid. You see what I mean? Don't do that, because those opportunities are there. Make sure that you're doing something that will help you, because nobody, even if you're 60 years old and you want to go back to school, you'll go back to school. Here age doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You still go back to school. Of course, I know when you're 60, you will not want to go back to school, but still, if you want to, nobody is going to stop you, because there's no discrimination. So bills, you will not have a trouble to pay your bills if you're working. So don't worry about bills. You will be able to pay them when you're working. But it's good to think about long-term goals and upgrade, so that you can, the more you go to school, or maybe you look for a career. You don't, maybe you're like, I'm not a school person. Maybe I look for another career that I can do, that I don't have to go to school, so long as you are upgrading yourself. Okay, Wanyoni Joseph. Hi, Charity. Remember, I am Kenyan, but just on a visit to Rwanda, or I have to from my country, Kenya. So let me see what you had asked me, whatever. Yeah, you are from Kenya, but if you have a J1 visa, what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter which country that you are in. If you are in the US and you win the green card, you don't need to renew. I mean, you don't need to go back to do the paperwork. You can do it here. You do it here. You contact the USCIS office and they tell you what to do. That's what you do. Okay. Dennis Njoki, hi Charity. I was going through some video of the interview. Is it true that the interview lasts for less than 5 minutes? Ours lasted for 2 minutes. 2 minutes, we were done. From a moment, I know we stayed a little bit because our medical results had not come in. And when we had gone in, I remember we gave all our paperwork to the first of us paid, and we gave our paperwork to the receptionist, but then we had to go outside and wait for our medical results to have come, because I told you guys that we went for our medical interview later because we didn't know, like, we were supposed to go early, so we went later. But when we went in to be interviewed by the consular, it was less than 2 minutes, and we had gotten our green card. We didn't get so many questions because we had done the right thing. And that's why I sit here and I tell you to do the right thing. Watch the videos from the beginning to the end, so that you get all the information that I didn't know at that time. So guys, it's been 1 hour, 12 minutes. I am going to end this live. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate each and every one of you for just taking that time to listen to what I am saying, and just even for subscribing to my channel, and even for giving my video a thumbs up, even for making that comment. I really, really do appreciate you guys, and God bless you and stay safe.